It is Monday. What's up, colleagues, coworkers? Am I frozen, Tory? Because it looks like I am.
You are frozen.
How am I frozen? I'm
I don't
very
know what to
frozen, but
tell
I'm
you. You're very frozen.
all right. Well, you have to keep the show going as I look like a retired Negro League player that's being honored at Rocky Stadium. Finally, the Trump administration will take my plaque down, but not today. Old, old three bases Jenkins is what the hell? All right, let me take myself off and come back on.
He's so funny. Michael Dean, we should just do the show ourselves. Oh, wait, he's here.
Well, is he?
Now it's just his name. Al. This
Okay.
is so bad.
How was your weekend, Tory?
Oh. It was good. I went to see a friend of mine in LA who does stand-up at the Underground, the Denver Comedy Underground.
How was it?
I've never been.
Oh, was it fun?
Is that an earring? Do you have an earring on?
I have both of them.
Oh, they look fabulous. I didn't see that before.
It's for my birthday.
Oh, mazel tov. They look really cute.
Thank you. I actually bought the actual earrings, the ones, not these, but the ones that are going to go in there before, thinking that I could get them pierced and have those put in. And
you need the 4 weeks or something.
Anyways, so these are my temporary ones, but I bought some.
They look rad.
I bought some things.
You bought some things?
If you know what I
Good for
mean.
you. Well, I went to the Denver Comedy Underground, and they give away free pizza. And I was like, ooh, Brandon says studs. I'm a stud. Very nice.
Oh.
That is cute. That's really nice. And I ate a lot of pizza, and I got to see her perform. And then I watched Catherine Blanford. Anybody in the colleagues know Catherine Blanford? She's a pretty big comic, and it was the late show. It was 9:45, and Mama got a little tie-tie.
Oh no.
It went to like midnight, and I was tie-tie. But anyway, it was really fun. Oh, look, the spaces.
The space between us, Tory.
I am still. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, but we can't see you at all now.
That is so. What the M, F, and H?
Have we any more contributions to Al's new computer?
This is a Mac Mini. This is top of the line.
He always says it's top of the line. Well, you are now like Ghost because we absolutely can't
I kind of like it. Sarah's
Mm-hmm.
here just looking at the screen, just like, do you see what?
You're like the Holy Ghost. Oh.
As long as you can hear me, can we put a picture of me in the background, Michael Dean?
Are you kidding?
Yeah, like something. Yeah, this is.
You can't be seen at all?
No, and Sarah's right here. I did exit and come back in.
What about your camera?
What's that?
What about your camera? Is it a camera?
Is it on?
Yeah, I think so. Wait, there it is.
It's gone. Oh my God.
Sorry, am I doing anything wrong?
Colleen says that you could be the voice of God.
Okay, I'll just do that.
No, this is really freaky. I don't feel comfortable.
Well, Tory, tell everybody about the comedy show we went to. I had a show in Fort Collins, and then I came down and met you.
This is so weird, Al. Yeah, Al came. I went with Sarsar, and we had a great time. And then Al met us, and he was like a big shot. He walked into the Denver Comedy Underground, MD, and everyone's like, oh, it's Al, 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 Al. And I was like, okay. But they did know me from Colorado and Company and DBL, which was really nice.
Who's they?
That guy, Ben, and that other bald man.
The door guy? All right. Yep. Well, yeah. We went to go see a mutual friend of ours do some stand-up. And honestly,
oh my God.
That is, who put that up? Did you put that up, Sarah?
No, I did.
Please, I look like a politician that has been stepping away from politics to spend time with my family after some texts surfaced with me and a couple staffers. Why is that the picture? Let's get another picture.
Why can't you just show up on TV?
It won't do it.
Al looks like a TSA agent. Someone's.
We'll exit and try to come back in again.
All right, I'm gonna exit and try and come back in again.
Oh boy.
We can try a different Al. You ready?
Yeah, let's see the different. Let's just keep it like this and just put pictures of me up. I like this.
Wait, this is a throwback.
Yeah, sorry, don't leave. Oh, there we go.
That's good.
Yeah, that's me with my whole future ahead of me. I didn't know that media was going to turn into one unicellular organism. That I really do like that we just have state media. Sorry, it's fine. It's over. Sorry's like over my shoulder.
It's not over. Let SAR help.
Yeah, let SAR help.
Yeah, it's not good like this.
Wait, I've got one more.
Oh, good. Okay.
You ready for this one? Oh wait.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh shoot. Hold on. Why isn't it? Oh, hold on.
Mr. DBL, says Marcy. That's right.
So wait, but how'd your friend do? Was it amazing?
Anyway, she did great. And we stayed and watched Catherine Blanford. If you guys don't know about her, you should look her up. But Nicole Amy Schreiber is my friend's name. And that is a crazy Al. Oh man, this is insane. Wow.
Oh, look at that. We've got a video and Al.
Where?
Wait, ready? Here they are. Hi guys.
All right.
Oh, hi. We made it.
Yes.
We love you, SAR.
I told you SAR was over my shoulder like IT.
Yeah, because she's always the one to fix it.
Yes. Speaking of fix, thank you, DBL, for giving me enough money to fix my teeth. I look like whatever that impression of that wide receiver, Puka Nacua. Did you see that he bit that girl?
No.
He's arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL. And I think when he drinks, I was talking to the fellas on the group chat about this. Some people are criers when they drink. Some people are fighters, and some people are biters. And apparently he bit a woman on the thumb. She screamed. He then bit her in the shoulder, and he was like, he goes, his lawyer's like, it was horseplay and he didn't do it. And Tory, it's like, it looks like a dental impression you would take at the orthodontist. It's like, dude, you can't. That's how they identify people, is with teeth. Like, you did it. We can't everybody can't do the Trump. No, like it didn't work for Carrie Lake. Oh, do you know where that was taken?
Where?
That's at that famous deli in LA. There used to be
Carnegie?
No, that's in New York.
Oh, I know.
Is that Katz? That's Katz Deli.
No, that's New York too.
Right near the Price is Right.
I know. I lived across the street from it.
Well, then why don't you know the name of the deli? And you're Jewish, for Christ's sake. Come on, Tory. How dare you? First of all, I bet you I could go blow for blow with you in terms of delis. Like, I'm a black man raised in Cleveland, huge Jewish deli, Polish influence. Like, I know my delis backwards and forwards.
It's on Fairfax. It's right
yes, it is on Fairfax. All right, Tory. Well, let's get started with these stories. What's that?
Cantor's Deli.
Yes, Cantor's Deli. Thank you. All right. Everybody can see me. I can see y'all. We have lots of people showing us love live, and I just want to appreciate you guys, you colleagues. I don't know why you're still here after. Well, I see why now. Tori just every time my audio and video messes up, Tori undoes another button. There we go. I see what was going on over there, buddy. I was like, I don't want to see my sister like that.
I was trying to feel like sexier because I'm wearing kind of like a boyish shirt, but
yeah, I think you nailed it.
Okay.
All right, let's get started. The only bad thing is, like, once I get kicked out of the room and have to come back, I lose all the stuff that I uploaded. That was time well wasted. Let's start the show. Okay. I'll add them as we go because I think it's important to have a visual along with this. Also, Michael, let's get started with the first one. Let the colleagues decide.
Okay.
I don't know. I think no glasses. No. Okay. Yeah, cool. You're given a little bit of like, can you come into this room, sir? Like, you know, that the supervisor, and you're like professional and attractive, but I know you got bad news for me. Yeah. You have to look at your screen and see that there's a big red siren next to my credit score.
Oh, Catherine says glasses. Okay. We're going to do whoever says it, I'm going to do. So if you write no glasses, I'm going to take them off.
All right. And I think that works
More
for any
glasses,
article
more
of clothing. Yeah. All right. Mrs. Supervisor, I know that you saw that this weekend, the head of the FBI, the man charged with protecting us, Tory, Kash Patel,
Cash for two.
got his personal emails leaked. Wasn't Hillary's emails the genesis of all of this, but her emails? And time again, we had Pete Hegseth, who was sending war plans out on Black Twitter, just totally not protected, not in a skiff. And now we have this dum-dum. And from what I've read, Tory, do you know how that they were hacked? Do you know how Iran
No.
famous for cyber crimes? That's kind of what they do. It's kind of elaborate, and I hope I don't lose a lot of the colleagues with this. You know, I can kind of get deep with this stuff. Tory, it was a phishing email. It was a click link. Did I lose you guys? Email that says, "Hey, Tory, my pictures are too hot to post here," but click. The head of the FBI clicked it. Tory, is this the world? Is this really? And well, there's a couple things. And Tory, I'd like for you to talk about this because this is when I'm going to take a second and find some photos because once they find your email, Tory, they can find things that you're signed up for. And Tory, you're a great person, so I'm sure you're signed up. You've got a Fresh Direct. I'm sure you've got a yoga class. Have you ever created a profile on a porn site? You haven't?
No.
Because the head of the FBI did. What do you think? You're not as good as him? Do you think?
Oh my God.
Yeah. He went.
Jackson. He also spelled his password with a dollar sign.
Ugh, he's such a dork. And you know what he did? He went on. He has an account. He goes. He's on X videos as Spider Cat. Oh. Okay, there's a video of Michael Dean. I want to stop this for a second and just say I want to watch this video moments before the impact of missiles from all countries hit our country and be like, we deserved it. Just to see him shaking that ass, Tory. His hips don't lie. But yes, that I don't know what is okay. Here's a good question. Thank you, Michael Dean, for that video. I do want to ask people what's more embarrassing. And by the way, everybody's like, oh, well, how do you know Spider Cash was his porn profile? Because he also that's his eBay name, Spider Cash. Like the internet will find you. Why do people think the internet's undefeated? That is a saying for a reason. I believe in the internet more than I believe in me.
Oh my God.
Tory. And yes, Spider Cash. Now he was logged on to X videos. And look, we are sex positive on this show. And that's not going to change, as long as I'm here and you're here. The only issue is that a lot of times with these Republicans and these right wingers, they are not as positive as we are when it comes to sex. Do you remember Mark Robinson, the black governor of the black MAGA governor of North Carolina that says he kept saying I'm a Nazi on that on his profiles? Do you remember that guy? He's been subsequently fired. This is like 2 years ago.
No.
Mark Robinson, the big black. Okay, don't worry, I got you, girl. Okay.
He was a Nazi?
Yes. How do you not remember that? Okay, let me take Cash down. But that was wait, sorry about that.
I just got the $sign for Kash.
Oh,
I got
so okay. All right, Tory. So this is Mark Robinson a couple years ago, and I know the other news nerds colleagues like ourselves. And some first of all, Marcy said he is light on his feet. I mean, that's true. Shout out to Kash. We don't dance shame here. This
Michael
is
Dean said he was a good, decent dancer.
Yeah, oh, clearly he knew the choreography. That's his jam, bruh. That's yours. Like that wasn't like him just winging it. I'm having fun. No, yeah, he like really was into it. And speaking of into it, Mark Robinson, he's very MAGA. He's the one that said MLK was like he basically MLK sucked. He said that he was a black Nazi and he was very
I
Christian.
don't think they make those.
I know. Well, Tory, what happened was, oh God, I remember this like the back of my hand. There was a porn store that he went to so much that the guy that worked there remembered him because
Yeah, I remember.
he would bring pizza on Friday to the porn store and eat and crank it in the back. And so
Wait, what's a porn store?
like okay, and there's some people in here that know the task of getting porn pre-internet.
Oh,
Because
like DVDs and stuff?
Yeah, when you had to go to a
So
triple X.
embarrassing.
Yeah, he went there so much, Tory, that he was bringing food on a weekly basis. And so when he was so anti-porn and sex, the dude that worked there was like, bruh, we've broken bread. We shared red wine over by the Double D's. So my man, it then got his sex site. He was going to a place called Nude Africa, which is a site I've never. That's just like a weird site of that guys that are into like National Geographic were going. That's so
like, is
weird.
that like right?
Yeah, it could also be like a very artistic kind of cool, like just unfiltered pictures of the continent of Africa. But no, that wasn't for him. He was on there. He was obviously still saying he was a Nazi on Nude Africa, and he was going under the name Mini Soldier. Now, why is that important, Tory? Because he said you left-wingers are lying. I don't have an account called Mini Soldier. He then went on to lose his bid for re-election, but he had to finish out his term as governor. And when he logged onto a Zoom for city council, if you look in the right, do you see the Tory? He logged on under his Nude Africa porn name. I cannot.
I can't. Michael Dean said, "Is he talking about his PP?" And then he said, "But his Mini Soldier stands proud."
I mean, what an absolute. Do you know how much you have to go to the porn store before you start? When you're just like, are you hungry, bro? Okay. And Tory, this leads me to my last thing and it's kind of related. It's my favorite video ever.
This call, since I'm not on this account.
I want to pause this for everybody. What we are about to view is called, bless you, Sarah, is called Daniel's Camera. Do you remember this, Tory?
No.
This was a Zoom where a man in the he was this is a Zoom meeting for work, and a guy wasn't on the call, so he said, "Can I hop off? I'm the host of this meeting, but I'm not. This isn't my department." And if you watch, he's in the upper left-hand corner or right-hand corner, depending on how you're looking at it. He thinks he turns his camera off, and he does, but it turns back on.
He pulled a Tubin. Remember, Tubin did this.
The Tubin. So let's get this started.
Tubin. Wouldn't it be cool?
Okay, let me start it over. Hold on. It's very hard to get these to play in real time, but it is worth it. Okay, there we go.
Can I actually hop on this call since I'm not on this account?
Oh, I worked so hard on these. All right, Michael Dean, maybe you'll be able to give it to play. If you can find Daniel's camera at some point, we'll leave it because I'm getting
now. Consumer spending is up.
Yeah. Okay. Basically, what happens is he says, "I need to hop off this call." He then gets up and gets tissues and lotion immediately, and there is a girl who is on there, and she's just immediately like, "Daniel, turn your camera off." Like she is like seeing in the future. I don't know how she knew.
Well, what
And
does a guy do with tissues and lotion?
Yeah, he immediately goes, "This isn't my call." And then slowly people are just like, "Daniel, turn your camera off." And you just see everybody start to realize what's happening. And eventually, somebody goes, "Turn it off." People are trying to call him, and they go, they go cut the meeting off, and they go, "He's the host." We got it off. It's my favorite thing. All right, we got to move on. I will get these videos to play. I don't know why StreamYard hates me. I've spent so long looking these up
Man,
today.
that sucks. I really want to see the Daniel's camera.
Oh man, that's
funny.
that was my name in my homeboys group thread for a long time, was Daniel's camera. It's my favorite thing ever. All right, Tory, let's switch subjects and talk about something kind of serious.
Link. Oh, okay.
Oh, is there a link? Yes, you guys watch Daniel's, but Tory, I want to watch it with you because the woman that sees it first is why we need women in government. Is being able to see things before. Tory, I don't know how I've looked at it. I'm like, how did she know? As soon as he came back in the room, she's like, "Daniel, turn your camera off." Like, oh, she knew.
Because when someone's like, "I got to get off," well, first of all, I got to get off. It's not great.
Yeah.
But I got to get off this thing. And then he comes back in. As a woman, I don't know. There's just an intuition. Like when Tubin started to do his tubining, women were like, no, Jeffrey, no.
Shout out Jeff Tubin, pulling his life together. All right, well, Tory, let's talk about something that started last weekend, but it's really seems like it's been going on since 2009 or before. Tor, we are talking about Tiger Woods.
Wait, hold on. Do you want to see it? I got it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Don't worry, Marcy. We're getting it. I don't do TV.
Can I actually hop on this call since I'm not on this account?
It's no problem.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sean.
Great. Okay. I'm pausing it right there. Obviously, this is Daniel. And thank you, Michael Dean, for getting this one because it's so much cleaner. Daniel in the corner, counting down on his head. Everybody, all the colleagues are going to have a different favorite person. I am in love with this black woman because
on the bottom right,
in the middle, Mika, okay. Because Mika should be the definition of all the tea because she's just drinking her tea like, yo. Sophia is the woman. Look, Tory, look how quickly. First of all, you'll see him turn his camera off and turn it back on so you see the mess up. And look how quickly Sophia Vukaros is on it. Okay, here we go.
Very good.
Sure. Let's just start off with January 2020. Now, consumer spending is up. If you look at the graph right below.
What page are we on?
I cannot. Okay, Sophia's already.
He had it ready. They were together.
Like, nah, Sophia. Nobody else is peeping. Dude in the bottom right. The people in the bottom row. And Sophia is concerned. Look at that face, Tory. All right, here we go.
Michael's not paying attention, but up top, right?
No, Chris is petting his cat. Michael's actually doing work. Sean is like trying to do this so he can actually do his graphic design work. Only Sophia's like, she's like, I don't like that. Can't be good. All right, so here we go, Tory. Tory, watch this.
I'm sorry, we're on page 12, the second graph from the top.
Okay.
Daniel, turn your camera off.
All right, so if you look, we're 0.15% higher than 2000.
Tory, look at the dude. Okay, dude in the bottom. He woke up. Bennett is like, I can't see his name. Bennett is like, what? And Mika's like, what are these white folks doing?
And look at Sophia's like grossed out.
Sophia's like already trying to figure out how to get out of this. Daniel is looking up right now. He's out of the meeting and he is on Nude Africa or wherever he goes. Michael is still balls deep in his work, and so is Sean. Which these are the kind of people you want.
Julia, she said an ad just came on, so I missed it. We're still in it. We're going by minute replay. So don't worry.
All right. So I'm going to start it over really quickly, and then just for everybody, and then we'll go from this. So Daniel, okay, here we go. Let's just start it. Here we go.
Open to slide 3 from the
PDF I sent you this morning. Can I actually hop on this call since I'm not on this account?
It's no problem.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sean.
Sure.
No problem.
Let's just start off with January 2020. Now, consumer spending is up. If you look at the graph right below.
What page are we on?
I'm sorry, we're on page 12, the second graph from the top.
Okay.
Danielle, turn your camera off.
All right. So if you look, we're 0.15% higher than 2019. We started this quarter off at 2.75%.
Holy shit.
Look at Bennett. Oh,
The joy. I'm gonna go back a little bit just so you need to watch the joy on Bennett's face, because he wakes up in this boring meeting. At first, he's trying to figure it out, and just like watch him turn, just the joy, Tory.
Camera off.
All right. So if you look, we're 0.15% higher than 2019. We started this quarter off at 2.75%.
Holy shit.
Daniel.
Look at Mika.
I don't think he's
Daniel.
January.
Can you do that for us?
Daniel.
Daniel.
Call Mika.
Oh my God.
You call Daniel on his cell. Call Daniel on his cell. How do we turn this feed off?
Look at Sean.
We can't.
Oh, hell no.
Daniel. Oh my God. Daniel is the host. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh.
Yes.
Daniel.
Michael Dean, thank you for getting that. And it's a lot cleaner than mine was. Tory, it's one of my favorite things ever because it just shows the different human reactions. And Sean, who is so deep in his work, stands up from his desk. That it was just so great. I'm sorry we got off subject. I did not mean to.
Did you see Mika? And then someone joins Chris while he's petting his cat.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Tory. We are going to be professional and we're going to talk. Tory, it's so great. All right, Tiger.
Oh God.
Tory, we are talking about Daniel's camera and Tiger Woods. Tiger, obviously, unfortunately, he was in another rollover crash last week, and I'm going to drop this picture in and we'll talk about it. But Tory, what were your initial thoughts when you heard that Tiger Woods was in another car accident?
First of all, how many have there been since 2000? What was the number?
There's been 4 so far.
4 crashes. Okay. I thought to myself, get a driver. I thought, aren't you good with drivers and wedges?
That's actually really good, Tory. That's actually really good.
Thank you so much.
One would think, and
Get a
I remember,
driver.
Tory, he's worth over $1 billion.
Oh
and
my God.
Yes, and all of the thank you, Michael Dean, for that. That's where Tiger is now. And let me see. Oh, here it is. Okay.
He's Tiger, not out of the woods yet, man.
Okay. And this is a little run through. You see, I put Uber in the middle of it.
Sponsored by Uber.
Yes. So 2009, he smashed the Escalade, but that was remember when his wife was coming at him with the 9-iron when she found out he was cheating with bottle girls. And then the people from like that diner, he was cheating with like the country kitchen waitress.
Yep.
And then 2017. I mean, look at these cars, Tory.
I mean, he got hurt in one of them.
That was the one in 2021 that we talked about last week where he had compound fractures. Yes.
Okay.
He almost lost his leg in that one. Yes.
Okay. So he is dating, just so everybody knows, a Trump. It's Vanessa Trump, Victoria Trump,
I don't know.
But he will obviously have this all go away because of who he's currently seeing, as someone just said. Jag says his new in-law will make it all go away. But obviously he is in deep addiction, or he's a terrible driver.
No, I don't think so, because the one in 2021, I did a little bit of a look-see. The one in 2021, first of all, this is his second straight rollover crash. Do you know how many people do you know that have been in one?
Right.
He's been in 2 in the last 5 years.
Oh my God.
A rollover crash, Tory. And the thing is, if you look at this one that was last week, yes. Oh, that's the newest Trump. Yes, there we go.
Vanessa Trump.
So, Tiger, he did a breathalyzer, correct?
He passed
But
the
he
breathalyzer.
yes, but refused to let them take blood. So what do you think about that, Tor?
That's a painkiller, excuse me, opioid situation. To me, that's some kind of like ingested situation.
Absolutely.
But he clearly needs to go and get some help, and he clearly needs to stay away from any vehicle in the upcoming future. I mean, like, why do you not why do you not have a driver and have their, like, after 3, I would get a driver. After
I know.
2, I would get a driver.
My question is this, and I'm not even trying to be funny, but like, how come none of those were Buicks that he wrecked? Isn't that who he reps? Why is he crashing Escalades? Like, he needs to be.
You're right. Maybe he's saying, maybe this is the ad. Maybe this is all an ad, and at the end it's going to say, get a Buick. They don't roll over.
Well, I'm going to ask Michael Dean, because he's so good at tracking stuff down. Whenever, if you get a chance before we get done with this segment, can you find the Vince McMahon video? Tory, did you see this? Vince McMahon has a Bentley or a Maybach. Tory, he's doing 150 miles an hour on like a street. He wrecks his car. He hits one car and then totals. It's like a Bentley or a Maybach. And the police officer just walks up and he goes, I mean, door is like torn off. Tory, he was going 100, like 130, 150. And what is it with these like rich guys that, first of all, not only get in these kinds of accidents, but like seemingly face no repercussions? I mean, do we have any laws?
No, who's our Secretary of Education? His sister.
That's his wife.
That's his wife, excuse me, his wife. They're never going to get in trouble. They'll never get it. How many trouble? Let me ask you, how many things do we not know that Donald Trump Jr. was part of that have been cleaned up? I mean, let's be real.
Can you imagine how many things have been disposed of?
And you know what? I shouldn't be just Republican. Beau Biden had a big issue, and you don't know what was covered up as well. But I got to be honest, not Beau, excuse me. Beau is the one that passed away. I'm so
Yes.
sorry. Who is the one that had the problem with the addiction? It's
Right.
just, they wouldn't make this a state crime. I bet they'd make this a Hunter Biden. Yeah.
Hunter Biden. Yeah.
Yes. But, these things get covered up in DC. I went to school with a lot of politicians' kids and diplomats' kids. And whenever we were caught at a party with alcohol and the cops were there, I told you they separated us into 2 lines. If you're a diplomat and have diplomatic immunity, or you're not. And I would always go to the one with diplomatic immunity.
Yeah. I'm hanging out
Hello.
over there.
It's terrible.
That would actually be a really good name for a bar, diplomatic immunity.
That's true.
I'll say this, as we're talking about politicians, colleagues, you know who I'm thinking about? Matt Gaetz. Think about because he's a very powerful father. And do you remember there was it was in the House chamber where Matt Gaetz was saying some like misogynist, racist stuff or whatever. And that there's a black congressman that called him out, and he was like, well, surely you can't be pushing for a life sentence, because everybody has had things happen. Some people have had DUIs that have been expunged. And remember, I think Matt Gaetz had 2, like when he was in private school, but his dad made it go away. I mean, if you think about, he got caught red-handed. It seemed to be trafficking a person under the age of 18 across state lines. His best friend went to jail for possession of things that he should not have had. And his friend, who was like a county commissioner, was also making fake IDs. Why would he be making fake IDs, Tory, in the early 2020s? Maybe to give to underage girls so that it looks like they're overage?
Wow. And there's also, that's his friend Nestor, that young man.
Nestor was his fake nephew, that BS story.
I know.
It was like so weird. He was like, this is my adopted nephew or something.
Remember that? And he clearly didn't have, he was like, my nephew, his name is nephew, Nestor. Like, I feel like he just made that up.
Yeah.
This will be all cleared up.
But Tory, it's part of a bigger problem. And we can cover all the stories that we want, but what we're doing is we're covering the same story over and over again with different people. You cannot have a society in which there are no repercussions. There were no repercussions for the January 6ers. There were no repercussions for I need 15,000, just give me 11,000 votes. There's no repercussion for Matt Gaetz and his DUIs and his alleged trafficking of a minor. Remember, he was such a loser about it. He was sending them Venmos for like $300 and like putting it in quotes for school supplies. And I was like, ugh, you're so whack. But I mean, these girls testified, nothing happened. He was showing people on the House floor his homemade blank tapes, remember, on his phone. And when you have people like this infecting, when you have the Mark Robinsons, all of these people never faced any consequences, and we wonder why we are where we are. No consequences for Pete Hegseth texting sensitive military information. No consequences. It came out in Jack Smith's report, Tory, that Trump at Mar-a-Lago, at least one of the documents he had, homegirl, only 6 people in the country had clearance to see it.
I saw
6
that.
people. That means people at the highest levels of the Pentagon, maybe not the vice president, and it's just hanging out. Who did he show it to? Why would you have that document? Just a random one in the mix? When you let this happen and there's no repercussions, this is how we get to where we are, where we have Kash Patel and his porn site leaking. Shout out X videos. Every road comic knows X videos.
Sponsor us. Way to go, X videos.
Yeah, we're sex positive here. It's just like when we allow these people to sit in their hypocrisy, and there's no we see with the Epstein files, other countries are making moves. And one thing, let's bring this all back full circle with the Kash Patel, Tory. They're saying if we can get into your emails, do you think Iran doesn't have some access to those Epstein files that maybe they've been holding back on?
Not only that, Al, there's been a rumor, I've told you, that Iran has the videos that they will be releasing. That's, again, just a rumor. But Anonymous, the hacker, the group that I've kept talking about, has come out and said they're extremely close to releasing the Epstein files, because it can't be that difficult to do. I don't know if you all saw the story, though. Will Ferrell, he says he doesn't pay for a thing for his children, and they sit and coach while he flies first class on the same plane. And he's like, they've got to figure out how to do it. I did. And I'm like, that's the way it should be, like that they don't get special treatment. But in America, and let me be honest, everywhere else, if you are of a certain class of money, you have a different sense of enforcement. I mean, you just have a completely different sense of who gets caught and who doesn't. And it's always going to be a two justice system like that. I remember, was it Barbara Bush? No, excuse me, Laura Bush. She killed someone in a car accident when she was like 18. Yeah. But there's, there's just two different levels.
And also, so did I'm watching a documentary on Rupert Murdoch, his come up, and the guy that owns Fox, right? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what the TV show Succession is based off of them. Yeah. And
his first wife ran over a chick, and they just moved.
Yeah, things just like they get
ran over an older woman.
Oh, geez. Yeah, they just move on after that. Yeah, that's so interesting. There was no time. That is interesting. When Cesar Chavez came out last week, Jag and AZ says there was no time renaming everything with his name. They just fixed it. But if you have money and being white, yeah, agreed, Julia. If you're white and you have money, that's gone. It's just
Jag, that's so interesting. I'm so glad. I love our colleagues.
It's a smart thing to say. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's like they bring up things that I thought about but never really thought to articulate it. Jack, that was my first thought, and I know because I looked into this the taking down of like his statues, and some had already been vandalized. And so the city at least said we're taking this down because it might be a safety hazard. And they had gotten to the one statue I saw. I don't know it seemed like it was just paint, but I don't know what was going on. But it just seems like immediately, they were very quick to get that down. Last I checked, there's still air bases named after Confederate generals. There's still schools named after. They just didn't they put a Confederate general up in like MLK Park last week? I know
I
they
don't
did they did something shitty and inciting like that. I think they did. It's just
This is-
interesting. Yeah, because I mean, look, we're not here to celebrate Cesar Chavez, but what's good for the goose, my dear. So what do you think?
I wonder what Michael. I know I was thinking Ted Kennedy also, and that other Kennedy too, that allegedly killed a girl with that golf club or base. Michael something. Anyway, it's interesting. Do you think that what Michael Dean has put up is that an example of the left being more about accountability than the right?
Yeah, I think yes, Michael Dean. And I mean, well, here's the question I have for the colleagues, and we'll talk while you guys answer because I don't want to talk. I want to hear what y'all have to say. You know, is the high road working for us? Is it working for us? What do you think, Tory? And I want to hear from the colleagues. I'm open to the floor.
Look, there's one take in which you can say, in terms of the left, their values align with their actions more. If there's something wrong, like if Bill Clinton is going to be in the Epstein files, they're going to be like, great, then take him down. And we're not like a cult of his. Like, we understand if he did something wrong, we think he should be taken down. On the right, it's like whatever Trump does, no matter what, it could be raping children, it could be harming children, it could be torturing children. We're fine with it. Like, whatever he does, he can get away with it. So I do think that's been like the Al Franken situation.
That's exactly what I was thinking of, girl.
Yeah. Like, he immediately
explain that, please.
Down. So there's a picture of Al Franken on a cargo plane during, I think, a USO tour.
He was a comic.
Yeah. And he was doing this to a woman who was sleeping. And it came out, and it, all the right was like, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? And he stepped down and took accountability. Many people think he should not have stepped down. Many, many, many people. Because on the right, how many affairs with their housekeepers have they had? How many homosexual affairs have they had while they're beating down the gay bill, and not supporting gay marriage? I mean, it's so hypocritical. And they seem to just stay around and stay around and stay around. So there is a sort of sense of values that the left has that they align with, and the right is just like, we stay in power. It does not matter if it's hypocritical. We are just completely going to move on past this and shake some shiny object, and you'll move on.
Well, let me ask you this, Tory, because I love what you had to say, and I always like the questions that make me think of it after. So, okay, you're talking about our values, but maybe they're not our values, because if you think about it, if you really asked Marcy, Julia, Jag, ELC, myself, Sar.
All right, enough. We get it. God, so many names.
I hate you. So, do you think if you ask them like that, they would care? But is that just a symbolic? Do you think they'd all be in their car like Al Frank? People be like, what? That picture? No, I'm going to pick my kid up. People don't really care about that. So was a lot of the left's gestures of we're trying to be better people performative? Because I don't think I would be like, he needs to step down. I'd be like, those are friends goofing around. Is it a great look? Absolutely not. Is he going to do it again? Absolutely not. Why are you in my face? It's just a nothing burger. But to take that and take a senator away from a major purple swing state like Minnesota used to be before we unleashed the Gestapo, like that's a big deal, because those senators, they never step down. No. Even the young Republican, when their GOP text leaked, they have
remember that about women?
They don't even get disciplined. The 19-year-olds.
Because they use the same strategy as Trump, which is if you're on the defense, play more offense, and people will eventually forget. I mean, it's and what people complain about the left is they don't stand up, fight back, and then they are performative in what they do. So that's a real complaint. And that we need Al Franken in the Senate. We need his humor. We need his smarts. We need his personality. He is a likable guy from a purple state. Hello, vice presidency, or even, I mean, he could have gone far in this political world. But again,
Tory,
I bet
since we're on the subject of Minneapolis or Minnesota, let me get your thoughts real quick on this before we move on.
Let's go.
How would you feel about Mr. Ventura? Because Jesse Ventura has been speaking in my ear, and I'm like, keep talking, bruh. He's talking like, I love what he has to say.
I do too. And you know what he reminds me of? A better Fetterman, a betterment.
That is amazing. Chef's kiss. Yes, that's exactly what he is. He's
like
a
what you
betterman.
want. Yeah, he's a betterman. He's what you want Fetterman to be. He wears his sweatshirts. He speaks out of turn. But man, what he's been saying lately has been resonating, which is amazing.
And
but
you know what else he does, which is very, I think, good for the left, because we're trying to have as big a tent as possible. And he explains things, and even though it's probably not politically correct, because he said when he said the United States is a third world country, and I know the language of police would be like, but a developing nation, whatever. But what he said was so succinct. He said, "Do you want to know how I know? I've been to them." He goes, "They use their military to do police work."
Exactly. They do the
I was
military
in those countries.
Yep.
Yes, where it goes from a police officer to a person with an AK-47 that's pointing it at your 3-year-old if they get too close. That's exactly that. And just right there, there's not a lot of word salad. Everybody can understand that, and everybody can make their own decision about, do I want to live in a third world developing nation country? The answer for most people would be no, and that's the way you communicate with voters. Quick.
Amen. Not only that, Al, he communicated in a way that is very digestible. Like the people that go on and on, like we're not in that world right now. Like I'm going on an Instagram and it's 30 seconds and I'm like 10 seconds in and I'm swiping. I don't have the 30 seconds. Who has 30 seconds? So it's like he brought, what I always say is, our Democrats bring a book to a Twitter fight. They bring like this long scroll, and you need 140 characters to get it out and move on, and people will resonate with that. So I agree with Marcy. Fetterman will not get reelected, but that Ventura man is really saying a nice job. I think is I think he could be. Hey, he could be running. You never know, but he is certainly speaking for a lot of people in the correct communicative way that we are now, which I think is so important.
Yeah, I know he's an unliked figure, but I always think about what Kanye said when he said, "I'm on TV talking like it's just you and me." That's how you need to communicate with your voters. Once you start losing them, once they start feeling judged, Tory, listen, our party does not mess around and fake like we're grabbing women's breasts. Everybody at some point has drawn a penis on their friend's face when they're asleep, or something probably untoward, but like harmless, silly between friends, whether it was photographed or not, whatever. But the thing is, when you start saying we don't do that, then you're telling that person you're not welcome here because you're not as pure as us. And people back off, and now they're susceptible to the Trumps. It's like, it's just locker room talk, you know?
Yeah. Grab them by the whatever, right?
Yeah, you know, and I told you, like, Tory, and the thing about the Republicans' messaging with the locker room talk, just grab them by, is that it's so digestible that you don't even think for 1 second about how untrue it is.
Right.
I have talked to many a men about women that they're interested in, sexual conquest that they've had, and really funny stories about like when they thought it was going to happen and it didn't. I've talked to men about all of that. All different races, all different ages, all different parts of the world. None of them have ever said, "Do you know what I do? I grab them." That is psychotic, bro.
I know. And what's more
psychotic.
And what's more psychotic, Al, is when I was on Fox that night in LA, okay, KTLA, and I was talking about it against a Republican, and I was like, you got to let me know that this is obviously the end of Trump's campaign. Like, this is going to be the end. And what's psychotic, Al, is they're like, no, we can spin that. And I was like, you're going to grab him by the pee? And they did. And it worked. I mean, it's like.
It worked to the point where they still use that phrase.
Right. Like it became like, oh, within one spin room, they were like, cool. Yeah, you're right. And like, I just was shocked that wasn't the end of
the irony of a man who has never worked out being allowed to get away with locker room talk. How would you know? How would you know which one it is?
That's so true.
Okay.
So
all right.
True.
Yeah. I'm fascinated by this party. All right, Tory, this actually sounds like a very, very sad board game, but let's ask this question. Tory, who is talking to Iran? Who is talking to them? Because Trump says that they're down with his 15-point plan. Tory, I will vote Republican for the rest of my life.
If there's a real
if
plan.
Trump could name 9 of the 15 points,
3
I
of
would
them.
end the show.
3.
And I would put my microphone down and back away. I'd be like, there is no 15-point plan.
He doesn't even have a ballroom plan. This guy doesn't plan. Remember, I have concepts of a plan.
I have a framework of a
framework?
Yeah. No,
I have concept of a plan.
Yes, I have a concept of a framework.
Yeah.
Well, Tory, we're talking about serious stuff here. So right now, Trump is saying, I've got this 15-point plan. And he goes, in the biggest BS made up story, colleagues, I know y'all saw it this weekend. Of course, it happened like Friday after our show. But when he goes, Iran gave me a gift.
The biggest
gift. Nice gift. The biggest gift. And they were like, and here's how you know you're effing lying when you have to pause. If I go, Sar gave me a gift, she got me this hat. I wouldn't go, Sar got me this hat. Like, that's not how people talk. So Trump goes, they got me a gift. They allowed ships. 7. And I was like, thank you very much. And then they were like, we're going to do more. 10. You're lying about everything you're saying. We've been on the planet. It's so offensive. People
are fine with it. They're fine with it. He lies and lies and lies and lies, and we just let it happen. I mean, it's so bizarre to me. They called Ronald Reagan Teflon Ron, but no one is more Teflon than Teflon Don. Things just slide right off. Like, sure, use a Sharpie and make a different thing for the hurricane. Sure, I'll believe that. Like you know what he picked up on? That if you sell it, it doesn't matter if it's true in America. If you can sell it with the right tone of confidence and voice, they'll believe you. I mean,
that sounds like what an immigrant told his grandson at Ellis Island in the 1800s. If you can sell it this country or buy anything. And true. They would be right. Yes. You know,
the certain tone,
Tory, I just love doing the show with you. I'll do it forever. Of course, I want us to get as big as possible. Colleagues, coworkers, we love the hell out of y'all. Y'all know that. I don't have to keep saying that. But my only goal for this show, and we can end it once it's officially done, is I want the entire nation, the entire world to rise up and stop accepting when preachers, pastors, and politicians tell one of their BS stories that didn't happen. It's every sermon. It's every political stump speech. I was walking down the street, Tory, and 2 teenagers came up and said, Pastor, does Jesus Christ like punk rock? And I was like, and I'm like, that did not happen. It did not happen. I was in West Virginia and a coal miner said, sir, do your policies work for me? And I said, shut your mouth. You'd be so disgusted going to, I'm sure he would have his Secret Service carry him across the sidewalk so he doesn't touch that land. These people are disgusted by you. And the idea that they're having these regular talks with these Americans. I was in Arkansas and a woman said, my SNAP benefits, will they be affected? And I said, I've got a chart right here. I hate that the audience just sits there. I just want to be there one time and be like, what was her name?
Yeah.
Where did this happen?
What was the weather like?
Yeah.
What day was this?
You know how they I watched this weird study because I'm such a dork, Tory. Do you know how they catch people lying?
Will they ask them like simple questions or what?
No, but there's a really interesting way, and I'm sure if anybody on here is dating somebody that like you're not quite sure if everything they're saying is true.
Is it the eyes to the right or no?
No, that's a telltale too. When people go like, Tory, ask me a question, I'll show you.
Okay, ready? Where were you born at? Where were you born?
Cleveland, Columbus. I told you that. And that's another thing liars do is they put it back on you to make you feel like you're stupid.
Right.
Like, why are you asking me if I was at the strip club? I told you, right? Were you listening? No. Do you know what the FBI does to kind of get people who have practiced their story over and over again? They ask them about smell.
Oh, interesting.
They asked them what it smelled like.
That's smart.
Because
That's
it's
smart.
just something people don't think about. And like, we all kind of know, what your grandmother's house smelled like. You know what like it smells like when you walk into like
you can tell it right away.
Yeah, there's a smell when you walk into a baseball stadium, all that fresh cut grass and beer and popcorn. There's smells. And like when you haven't thought about that, you're stuck. Yeah.
And you will be thinking. I mean, you're thinking fast. You're like, yeah, totally. That's really interesting.
Yeah, when people recount traumatic things, that's for people that survived 9/11. They'd be like, it smelled like sulfur and because they're smelling all these things and it's ingrained in them. So like when you're lying, you don't think about that. So
That's really cool.
yeah, isn't that the mind is fascinating to me. But Tory, Iran says we got a new number. We ain't been talking. So they have been using, I believe, is it Pakistan as an intermediate or is it India? I think it was Pakistan. And basically they're just doing a game of telephone through Pakistan, but there's not much communication. Do you think it's just Trump stalling until we can get 3,000 of the 82nd Airborne there to get boots on the ground in Iran?
Yeah. I really, really do. And I think
so you think this is happening?
Yeah, I think Trump doesn't want this, and he's trying to get out of it, and he's stalling and doing all these kind of tactics. So I think that he's trying to make this war look tasteful. We're in negotiations. They're accepting. There's, don't tank the polls about the war. Things are moving fast. We're negotiating. This will be over soon. And he wants that because he knows the people are not with this war. So you know what it is? He's like fake advertising this war. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's kind of doing. And I think that he knows he's in over his head. So at this point, it doesn't matter what he says. He's just, he can make up whatever he wants because that's what he does. Brandon said, boots on the ground to do what?
Yeah, I think that's a fair question, Brandon. I don't know.
Agree. We don't know why we're in this war other than, and as a Jew, I say this carefully, to me, there's a lot of reasons that Israel perhaps wanted this war. But if you said, what did Iran do to us? Other than like they might have uranium, no one is quite sure. And we're intelligent people as to like the impetus to get into this war, other than a wag the dog situation and prolong a vote or midterm, which is not going to happen. So
Tory, I'm a little offended that you're not asking Conspiracy Al what he thinks.
Okay, well, one more thing I have to say is,
I think before we get into nonsense.
Yeah, I think Pete Hegseth wants this to be like someone wrote like a Crusades, and he's got the Crusades. And someone asked, I don't know if I told you this, but someone was like, does Pete Hegseth know that the Muslims won the Crusades? Like the Christians lost. Like
that's why you stop reading before you get to the end. Thanks. That's why I tell my kids don't read.
So why do you think, Conspiracy Al, I'm going to put my glasses on for this. Why do you think this is happening?
Okay. Matter of fact, we never, ever get a chance to use this one.
That's super sus.
All right. Tory, I just think, yes, do we think that there's compromising information on Trump? Absolutely.
From Bibi Netanyahu, let's be honest.
Yes, yeah, but like, look at his followers in a cult. They don't care. His name's in the Epstein files more than their commas in there. And his
more than
followers,
Jesus is in the Bible or God.
They don't care. So then what, how much
Wait, now I don't get to hear the conspiracy theory.
Where'd he go?
Oh my God. What if they took him? What if he's just been taken because of this conspiracy theory?
It was nice knowing you, Al.
Bye. We wish you luck. Godspeed, brother. Godspeed.
Wait. Here he is.
Al, you can't do this. You can't keep doing this.
This is like, I have
I was worried someone took you because of this.
Someone took you.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, that maybe that's super sus, but I'm gonna say this. You think, and Michael, then you stay on for this. I want to see your beautiful face. Okay, if compromise is not enough to get Donald Trump to stay in this war, what would
if what? If what was?
Compromise, having compromising information. That's what it's called internationally. Level up.
Sounds Russian. Compromise.
It is. But they were saying that the assassination in Butler was just like a little like, we can touch you whenever we want. Because if you think about how flawed his security was, this little dumbbell brought a ladder, put it on that building, climbed up, and had a weapon. They're snipers. Remember in JFK when Donald Sutherland said as soon as a window went up in that books depository building, a sniper should have took him out? What do you think they're there for? Looking around at all the hot chicks in Butler, Pennsylvania, you are looking at rooftops, you are looking at windows, you are looking at places, and yet this little sniveling moron is able to get up there and fire off a couple shots. That dog don't hunt. That was to let them know we can touch you, bro.
Oh, so you think it was Iranians that did?
No. I think it was either Russia or another country that gets you pushed down.
Oh, I see. So you're saying
that's very for real. I'll say that. Very for real. Or the USSR, I think they're letting him know, and he's a narcissist. Trump doesn't want anything to happen to him. He doesn't care if you embarrass him. He's the most embarrassing man that's ever lived, and he never thinks about it. This is just that shot from that kid. Come on, dog. And then Charlie Kirk starts saying, I don't think we need to go to Iran. And as he's talking,
he wants the Epstein files shown too.
Yeah. And publicly, they come at you publicly, just like Julius Caesar. Ain't no in the bed strangle. No, we about to do this at in Utah in the daytime. Because they would, trust me, everybody that saw that, we were horrified. The people that saw that, they knew what that was about, dog.
Okay, but some people are saying, and I agree, Julia, that like Trump set it up so that he would have, that he was in on it because he went down and then he came up and then he did the thing and the flag was lowered. And if you go through the minutes before, a Secret Service guy gets all the photographers in one area so that they can get like a good shot. So I don't know what it is, but that's
what I thought at first too.
Yeah, there's certainly questions.
Here's my new thoughts on that, because I totally agree. Remember the crane with the U.S. flag that raised above him so he could get the fist getting out of the car with the blood? I mean, that was clearly set up. But here's my question, Julia, because I like when people challenge me. If that's the case, which does make sense, why doesn't the whiniest man in America bring it up? Why doesn't he ever bring it up, Tory? He is still bitching about an election he lost 6 years ago. Still bitching, raiding Fulton County offices. He has never brought this up, because if it really happened, Michael Dean, he'd be like, this country tried to take me out and I'm still standing. I still strike that post, try and get those feelings back.
Well, he's
never brought it back. You never see that picture at campaign rallies.
Yeah.
What up with that though? Wouldn't you, if he's going to do it, wouldn't he ride on that?
Well, he has it in the White House as his, like, one of his presidential pictures. But I do have to say, Time Magazine ran that photo. Do you remember, with the neck looking like a vagina? And I say that because I love all vaginas. Vaginas are wonderful things. But they did show his ear way up close, and there ain't one little bitty scar on any of his ear. And they said they did that purposefully, which is so interesting. Fake bandage is what they're saying. And Congress isn't having any hearings about it. The other thing he doesn't bring up, which I think is super interesting, is he's never sued for defamation about the Epstein files once. And this guy is lawsuit friendly. He likes to sue, not about the Epstein files. If they're so not true, why aren't you suing out the kazoo? So I think that's interesting. Those two things are really interesting.
Yeah, I just think he would be riding on this. And yes, and shout out to all the V's out there. We support anybody that has one. All right, Tory, we're going to get to one. Okay. Michael Dean, you're out of here? Okay. All right, we're going to do one quick thing.
He was doing the V.
Peace, right?
No, the vagina V. For vag.
What if it's a peaceful vag?
Then it's two.
Oh, okay. The best kind. Speaking of porn history. All right, Tory, let's do this.
Mini soldier.
I hate you. Okay. Let's do this. Okay.
That's cool.
I love that one.
That's cool.
All right, Tory, please tell me. I know the colleagues saw. We're over time. I'll give it an F. We're talking about one of the best college basketball games of all time. Did you see the UConn Duke game?
UConn do it. Not only did I see it, I reposted something of guys doing a voiceover of the sports reporters, the commentators. That was a crazy Mullins shot. I have never seen anything like that. Drama. March comes with the drama.
It
March
does.
comes with the drama. That was crazy.
It was such. I was jumping up and down in this room, and
His
sorry,
mother in the stands was like, what the?
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy.
I have always said, Tory, the reason that people watch March Madness in this jaded world filled with illegal activities and shadiness and corruption, we all watch March Madness because we all like to see people have the best day of their life. And that guy will have kids and he'll get married and he said, that was the best day of my life. No, it ain't, dog. That was the best moment of your life. And that was just really cool. And he just, it wasn't like a heave. It was like a jump shot. And it was no question it was going in. Now, what do you think about Cam Boozer, who had a great season, but he is the guy that threw the pass that got tipped? Was it Cameron? It was, what's his name? Caden Boozer.
Sar knows like so much about sports, y'all. Just so y'all know.
Yes. Oh, yes. She knows everything. Did you see the videos of him crying? He's taking it hard. But that's kind of like that. Them's the breaks.
Yeah, and for the shot to be blocked, I mean, the pass to be blocked like that, and to get it back to UConn, and then to throw it to someone, and then to him to make it at the buzzer. Like, how many things had to go right perfectly for that to happen? It was what March Madness is all about. By the way, Michigan is killing it. Right?
Oh, you froze. I couldn't hear you.
Michigan
listen, I heard
yeah,
you,
right. They just
I told Sar.
The Vols, way to go, Michigan. And do you know what they warm up to the song is, Al? Do you know what the Michigan basketball team warms up to?
No. We cheat a lot.
Wait for me. Open up the dirty window. Illuminate the place. And
just get to the
feel
hook.
the rain on your skin.
There we go. Start with that. Yes.
I should have started there.
Tory, I hate to say it, your Big Blue is really good this year. I think you guys can win it. And that's why we're doing a little bit of quick vibey sports, because I need to know what Tory thinks about the final four. Okay, Tory, there's said UConn coming off that miracle shot. Yes, going up against Illinois. So number 2, UConn versus Illinois. Who do you have? Do you think UConn rides this miracle wave, or do you think the Illini take it?
You know what? I don't know. I want UConn to take it. I just want this Mullins guy. I just want the momentum to keep going with this miracle. So I'm just going to say, for my own personal preference, I'd love it if we did another, I just think UConn has the confidence right now. Now, you can get overconfident and mess up a lot, but I just think it's UConn right now. All
right, Tory, give me a score, please, and I'm going to write it down.
117? No, 121 to 117.
Okay. Are you expecting this game to go into 6 overtimes? All right. I will say this. It reminded me, my favorite clip on The Price is Right is there's an old clip, and there's like a sailor that he's like a humble guy and didn't know how much stuff cost. Aww. And at the end, they were like, how much do you think this showcase is? And it's like 32,000 something. He goes, and Bob Barker goes, I need an answer. He goes, 250,000. Oh. There weren't even that many spaces. And Bob Barker goes, hey man, let's think about it. And he goes, 3,000. Sometimes you go, it was a very kind of beautiful sense of dude. He didn't know how much stuff cost. He's like, yeah. All right. So Tory, let's get to your team. And we'll have that clip ready for y'all tomorrow. I'll write that down. Price. Okay. Okay, Tory, you have the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats. Shout out. Coming in with that big old number 1. The movie Speed?
Yeah, remember when he goes, yeah, you got that Wildcat driving. And she is the ASU, and he's like, he's watching. He knows that there's a camera on the bus because he called you a Wildcat.
Well, that would be ASU is the Sun Devils.
Whatever.
Okay.
It was a good story.
It was a good story. So, Tory, you got number 1 Arizona going up against Big Blue. Do you think that your Michigan Wolverines are going to continue this path of dominance and go down to the American Southwest and show them what's up?
Yes, I do. And I think Arizona's going to use the Arizona defense, and they really should be using a man-to-man. So I think Michigan is going to take.
What's a zone defense?
That's when you are in zones and you're not attached to the guy. You know what? It's like dating when you get too obsessed. That's me.
Okay.
And it's like man-to-man. You're like obsessed.
It's non-monogamous defense. Yes.
Yeah. Ethical non-monogamy as a defense.
All right, Tory, give me a score and we're going to get out of here.
Okay, it's going to be 89-73.
89-73. Wow. Okay, UM takes it, and you had UConn over Illinois. So
I think it's
all right,
Michigan, UConn.
I think that's very plausible. Yeah, that's possible. All right, Tory, you've been on fire all year. Let's see if you can keep it going. Colleagues, thanks for staying late and playing and dealing with the technical difficulties. Blame Tory. All right, we will be back tomorrow. I love the mess out of y'all. Thank you, Michael Dean, for being absolutely amazing. You know how we do. We'll see you tomorrow. We out.